Okay, good afternoon, students. Is it audible? Can you check?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Uh, we'll wait for some more time, maybe for 2 minutes or so. People are joining, and we'll start it. In the previous class, we have stopped with the multi-stage sampling as the concept was not clear. So again, we'll be covering that. Uh, then we'll go to the area sampling. But until unless we cover clearly with regard to multi-stage sampling, we'll not go to the further steps. So that's the plan what I've made for today. So we'll wait for a minute. Still people are joining. Students, stratified and cluster. Is that clear? Those who are present, stratified and cluster. Is that clear? Any ambiguity in stratified and cluster? Any questions with regard to stratified and cluster? Sorry, still people are joining, so I'm just asking you these questions. Okay. No questions with regard to stratified and cluster? Okay, students, we'll start because this will take time, I feel. Okay. The previous class we were discussing about the multi-stage sampling. Stratified and cluster, just to touch upon. Stratified, we divide the groups into smaller, which we call it as strata. And those smaller groups, when it becomes a large group, a combination of the entire population, we call it as cluster. Okay, which was very much clear, whatever we discussed. Okay. Now today we'll understand something called as multi-stage sampling. Or in the previous class, even I was not convinced because somewhere there was a gap what you guys are following. Okay, so let's get into this multi-stage sampling. Please understand when we talk about multi-stage sampling, students. Okay, it's basically what we are trying to know over here is I'll be taking sales as one example. So that it will be very much clear to you. And then we can get into many more examples. We can do that. The other day I was telling you, taking Karnataka sales as an example, okay, because that would be really well to plug in as an example. Then later we'll take university as one more example so that it will be clear. Okay, and we'll If required, we'll take few more examples until and unless the concept is clear. Okay, we'll do that. Now coming to this multi-stage sampling, as we know, it's a part of stratified and cluster sampling. Okay. Now this group, whenever the word itself says, okay, multi-stage, the sampling happens it happens in the multiple stages. Again, I repeat, the sampling which happens in the multiple stages, we call it as multi-stage sampling. Okay, now let's consider how it works. Okay, or else which happens in several stages. Now I belong to ITC. I'm selling the products. Say for example, I'm selling cigarettes in the market or dark fantasy in the market. Okay, my ZSM zonal sales manager who is heading Karnataka, he will ask me what is the sales volume for the month of June, May. Okay, May, or let's consider it as June. Okay, he is asking me the sales volume. When I say sales volume, how much quantity you sold in the month of June. That is what we call it as sales volume. My boss, my ZSM has asked me, and I am supposed to report it to him. As a area sales manager, I am supposed to give him the details. I say, dark fantasy, we have sold 20, okay, just for example, students, we have sold 50,000 units of dark fantasy. Okay, I just give him a number that we have sold 50,000 units of dark fantasy biscuits in the market. Okay, now my ZSM, my zonal sales manager, he wants to know in how many places was the sales more than 5,000 units or is 4,000 units. Now please understand, he is heading Karnataka, the ZSM, the zonal sales manager. He is getting into multiple stages. Means he wants to know how much sales happened in Belgavi, how much sales happened in Bangalore, how much sales happened in Bangalore, how much sales happened in Belgavi or else Udupi. Okay, so please understand, he is going to check the multiple stages of the sales. Means he is not convinced with one answer. He just wants to know why the sales declined in a particular area and why the sales increased in the particular area. So multiple times, several times the checking is being happening into this. Okay, the sampling is happening in the several stages. Okay, then what he does is he'll try to check in the month of Jan what was the sales portion in Belgavi. Okay, in the month of Feb what was the sales portion in Belgavi. In the month of June, okay, what was the sales portion in Belgavi. Okay, so those things he is going to check. Sorry, 1 minute, Pooja Patil. She is asking me, let me know. Okay. Okay. Now, when I'm talking this example, students, please understand, okay, the sampling which is happening in the multiple stages means several times it is happening. Okay, many times it is happening. They are not convinced with Karnataka sales immediately. They are going to check it multiple times. What was the root cause? Where it went wrong? Everything. Several stages when it crosses and when the final outcome is there, that is where we call it as multi-stage sampling. Now consider one more example. Okay, before I take, okay, let me talk about one more example because ZSM sales would be a bit difficult for you to understand. Let me take it in a very, very simple terms. Okay. Say for example, I belong to Alan Solly. Okay. I'm manufacturing shirts in the market, a formal shirt in the market. Okay. If I'm manufacturing a formal shirt in the market, a complete shirt, okay, then it goes through something called as QC, quality check, what we say, QC. In short, we call it as QC, quality check. Before it is sent to the stores, we go for doing a quality check. Okay. When it goes for doing a quality check, okay, the first is they go for checking the collar of the shirt, one. Second is they go for checking the, what do we say about the buttons of the shirt, the sleeves of the shirt, the threads of the shirt, everything. Now please understand why I'm giving this example. Before the finished product reaches the customer, the quality check happens. Okay. Before the finished product reaches the shelf or the customer, the quality check is happening several times. It is going through multiple stages. Only then a shirt can reach the shelf. Okay, so that is where we call it as multi-stage sampling is happening over here. Means it goes through multiple times, several stages. Only then a finished product comes out. So that is where we call it as multi-stage sampling. Considering one more example so that it will be clear. Okay, take an example of university, okay, university, and the college wants to know, say for example, there are 120 students in the classroom, okay, of MBA fourth sem, okay. Now, the college wants to know the passing rate, okay. When I say the passing rate, okay, say for example, out of 120, 100 passed, 20 failed. Okay. Now, out of this 100, how many got FCD? How many got more than 80%? How many got first class? How many got second class? Okay. So those stages, what it takes through, we call it as multi-stage sampling. Now, students, if there are any questions in this with regard to example or the concept, please let me know. We can discuss more and more examples, but is the concept and the examples clear to you? What is multi-stage sampling? How it works? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Others, is it clear? Any ambiguity in this? Please let me know because your project, okay, your basically your project, those who are opting HR and finance, I'm not worried about it, but those who are opting marketing as a specialization, market research would be really difficult if multi-stage sampling is not here. To be very honest with you, because in the third semester you'll be getting into the vast subject of research, which we call it as marketing research. So is the concept with the example clear? If you want some more examples, or else you want to plug in some examples and let me correct that example. If that is the case, please let me know uh, the concept and the example. If the concept and example is clear, can you plug in any one example or else at least two examples from your end? I'm just curious to know the example from your end. Okay. No examples?
Sir, please can you explain one more example?
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Yes, I'll do that. Okay. Now, take an example of a cell phone itself, a very simple example. Let's quote this example. A cell phone itself. If I am a manufacturer of iPhone in the market, okay, I want to give the finished product to my customer. Okay. Now, before I give this finished product to my customer, I go for checking all the parts, whatever is required to manufacture the cell phone. Okay, there is a quality check team before it is put in the box. The team goes for checking the complete product. Okay, is it operating properly or not? Is the display working properly or not? Okay, is the SIM card slot working properly or not? Okay, everything, each and every minute things are checked in the several stages. It goes through the checking. Okay, that is where we call it as multi-stage sampling. Okay, consider one more example that would be really easy and clear. If I'm manufacturing a bike or a car, okay, I go for checking each and every units of this car or as a bike. Is the seat, the steering, the headlamps, everything, the windshield, the wipers, everything, is it working properly or not? It is going through multiple stages. In several stages, it is going for the check. Okay, only then the product moves out, the finished product, which we call it as a cluster, which is moving out into the market. Is that clear, Prachi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great, very good. Others, any questions, any ambiguity? Sorry, the other day I was giving you an example of a veg thali. Even I was not convinced because, to be very honest, because I thought of making it still simple, but sounds really odd if you write such examples in the paper. Uh, with regard to ZSM and RSM, bit difficult for you to be very honest because you got to know the sales, the hierarchy only then you'll understand. So ignore that example if you're not convinced with that. Consider other examples. Okay, that will be. See, it's quite simple, students. The sampling which happens in the several stages, we call it as multiple sampling. Okay, the reason is quite simple. Here we want to know the every unit of it. That's the concept we got to understand. Okay. Okay. Others, any questions? Please be honest before we move to the next part. Just let me know if
So,
there is any ambiguity in it.
but I'm not
Hmm?
sure.
Sorry, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Purnima. Yeah.
For commercializing any product, the test marketing is done where they मतलब partially put the product into the market. So it will be also multi-stage, right?
Yeah, I'll add on to this. If a new product is coming to a market, say for example, yours is a national brand, what you have launched in the market, consider Wheel or is consider any other brand. Okay, if you are taking that into a consideration, okay, first we are going to check in the metro cities. Okay, will this really work or not? Okay, then we are going to the other places. Okay, so multiple times we are going to test. Initially, 1 month if you are going to launch it, and you can't say full fledged that you are going to get into the entire Indian market. No, multiple times you are going to if you are going to launch the product in the month of Jan, February, March, April, you are going to test it. Only then the test what you are doing for the February, March, April these are multiple stages what is happening, the several stages. Your example is right, but this is how the explanation goes for it. Did I help you with regard to this? Purnima, is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Can you think of some more examples, students, so that it will be very clear? If the concept is not clear, please let me know. We'll discuss more and more about this. But please understand, whenever a sampling is happening, it has to go through multiple stages. Okay. Considering your example like university, blah 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 things. Okay. With regard to distinction, then first class, second class. Okay, that also you can consider. But okay, those things you can consider, but humble request, don't write these colleges as an example in the paper, doesn't look good. Being an MBA student, if you write in colleges as an example, take this product testing or brands as an example, that would be really, okay. Can you come up with some examples? Uh,
So your voice is breaking.
okay. Now is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Is that fine, Purnima? Whatever I gave you an example, is that fine, clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Yeah. Others?
Sir,
Yes, please. Yes, yes.
sir, multi-stage sampling is checking the cluster sampling and stratified sampling, which are correct or not.
Checking the strata and the cluster. Nikhil,
Yes,
checking
yes,
the
sir.
strata and the cluster. Because when you form these groups, the strata when it becomes one whole club, it becomes cluster. Okay. Checking that stratas and the cluster, we would call it as multi-stage. Means we have to check it several times. We cannot give a finished product immediately to the customer. It has to go through many rounds. Only then it can reach the customer. Now, say for example, you straight away cannot write the main exam in the paper. Okay, you are supposed to go through three internals. Only then you are fit enough to write the main exam, which we call. Okay, only then you can go for the main exam. So this is how it goes. You have to go through multiple stages. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, don't write this example in the paper about the internals. Just to make it familiar, I give some examples, such examples. But to be very honest, uh, anything which has to go through multiple stages, means several stages, only then a finished product comes out. Okay, so that is where we call it as multi-stage sampling. To be this point, just make it a note or however it is, but I'll remember this. Once there is an offline class, I'll be asking you to do a survey on this, wherein you'll be doing it a survey which will be conducted multiple times. Okay, the several stages you'll be going through with regard to the retail chains or the outside market or as the empty market or GT market, whatever I'll be asking my students to do, you'll be doing it in the several stages. That is where you go for doing a multi-stage sampling. Yeah. Nikhil, is the concept clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Others, is the concept clear? Because the other day it was really bothering me because multi-stage I never took so much time to explain. Okay. Maybe I'm missing a board or how is it? I don't know. Okay. If it's fine, then we'll move to area sampling. Okay. Shall we start area sampling?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, area sampling. Okay, fine. Okay. Area sampling, this is other type of cluster sampling. Again, please remember this is one more type of cluster sampling. Okay. In this method, clusters are formed on the basis of geographic location. Okay. The clusters are formed on the basis of geographic location. Okay. One stage area sampling and two stage area sampling. That is where you need to understand. If they ask you what is area sampling, many times appeared in the paper for 3 marks. What is area sampling? It is a part of other type of cluster sampling. In this method, clusters are formed on the basis of geographical area. Okay, please remember the geographical area. Now coming to this, when we talk about area sampling, there are two types of area sampling. There is something called as one stage and the second is two stage area sampling. When I say one stage area sampling, okay, segmenting the total area into sub areas. Okay, now let's understand one stage area sampling first. Okay, there is a whole market, India as my whole market. Okay, I am segmenting the total area into sub areas, means I am going to divide the market. Your first semester marketing segmentation, what you studied. Okay, the same thing we are going to discuss over here. Okay, my total market is my Indian market. Okay, I am going to segment the market, means I am going to chop down the market into pieces. I am going to divide the market into pieces. Okay, now segmenting the total area into the pieces. Now India is my main area. Okay, in that I am dividing the market. When I say dividing the market, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Jammu Kashmir, blah blah blah, all the states, okay, are my sub areas. Okay, now select the sub areas randomly. I am going to select the sub area randomly. Okay, when I say sub area, Karnataka is my sub area. Okay, in that I am going to select Belgavi as one unit. Again, I repeat, Karnataka is one sub area. In that I am going to select one unit which we call it as Belgavi. I am going to study as a Samsung company. I am going to study only about Belgavi. Okay, we call it as one stage area sampling. Okay, is that clear? Not clear? My total area is India. Okay, I am going to segment this market, means I am going to divide this market into pieces. Okay, consider all the different states are my sub area. This sub area I am going to select any one unit out of it, means out of this many states I am going to pick any one state, could be in Karnataka. In that I am going to study, I am interested to study only about Belgavi city. Okay, now take this COVID as an example. Okay, the area is Karnataka, the total market, the total area is Karnataka, out of which there are 11 districts which are still critical. There are 11 districts which are still critical. Okay, is my sub area. My total area is Karnataka. My sub area is this 11 districts are my sub areas. In that, Belgavi is one area wherein the cases are more. That is what we call it as one stage area sampling. Yes, why we do this? Let me explain. We want to specifically know about one specific area. We specifically want to know only about, or else we are interested to know only about one particular area. We call it as one stage area sampling. Means the word itself says we are trying to know only about one area. Okay. Considering total market as Belgavi, I am going to divide Belgavi into different areas. Piranwadi as one area, Tilakwadi as one more, Bhagyanagar, Mantesh Nagar, Gokul Nagar, all these are different areas which are my sub areas. In this sub area, I am interested to know only about Piranwadi area. Okay, so that is where we call it as one stage area sampling. Means I am interested to know only about this area. I am least further about what is happening in the other area. I just want to know what is happening in Piranwadi. What are my sales in Piranwadi? Okay, so this cluster, in that cluster, I am going to study a small unit out of it. That is where we call it as one stage area sampling. Why we do this? That's what I'm trying to tell you. We basically want to know only about a particular area. Why this area my sales are not happening? Okay, that is where we want to know. Okay, or else let's consider a few more examples. If McDonald's, when McDonald's entered Belgavi city, they studied the area, students. Please understand. They simply didn't open this McDonald's near JNMC. There is a purpose behind it. Okay. When the franchisee was given to them, those who are localites, you can easily relate it. Okay. If you see this near JNMC, all the big chains are near JNMC. Take an example of Barbecue Nation, take an example of UK27, Puma Showroom, Cakewalk, McDonald's, okay, Domino's, all are in one area. Why it is in one area? Because that is the area where the people are ready to spend the amount. Because for medical students, he is ready to spend 90 lakhs on one seat. It doesn't matter for him to spend 500 rupees on a veg burger. So that is where the marketer understands which is my specific area. If McDonald's comes in Piranwadi and tries to open a McDonald's outlet, he will close it. He will close his shutters within 1 month because people will not spend so much amount on this. That's the reason they have invested into JNMC area, not near Piranwadi area. Is that clear? Why this is done? One stage. Yes, no.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Others fine?
Sir,
Yes, please. Nikhil.
sir, I have one example, sir.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Sir, I am going to check the total sales of Ray Rabbit.
Okay.
So, total area is India, sir. Sub
Total
area
area
is
is India.
Sub area is Maharashtra,
Sub
and
area
my
Maharashtra. Okay.
unit is Mumbai.
Mumbai. Perfect. That's really nice, Nikhil. Perfect. That is where you are getting the concept. Yeah. One stage. Others? Any views?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please. Go
Jain
ahead.
College. Jain College is a total area. In that MBA department is a sub area.
Okay. Okay. In
Is
that
it
any
right?
unit can you? You're right. Okay. Can you take any unit out of it, Kirti? Any one unit out of it? Say for example, Kirti, I'll add on to this. Your total area is Jain College. Your sub area is MBA. Okay. In that, say for example, there are two divisions, A and B. Then A division would be your unit what you are interested in studying. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Super. That's really nice. Students, humble request, don't consider college examples in the paper. Yeah, Purnim, go ahead.
So India is the so my thing is sugarcane, I mean
Sugarcane. Okay,
product.
perfect. Yes, yes, go ahead, go ahead.
India is the area.
Total area.
Karnataka is
You got to be very specific. Your total area is India.
yes, sir. And my sub
Okay.
area is Karnataka. And the
Your sub area. Hmm.
unit is Belgaum. Considering the places like Chikkodi and Chikkodi,
Yes,
Raibag,
yes.
etc. Because
Got
their
directly. Yes.
sugarcane more they produce sugarcane there, and sugar factories can be set up there so that they
Yes.
get it easily.
Yes, 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 perfect. So please understand, you as an MBA, when you, in the future, when you become entrepreneurs and you want to open your own outlet, okay, at that time you can remember this concept, okay, means what is your total area, okay, what is your sub area, what is my unit I need to select. So those things simply a layman might be discussing about it, but the terms what you understand is in this subject, okay. That's really nice, good example. Others, if you want to plug in some examples, you can go ahead. Okay, you can do that. Else, we'll move to the next point, which we call it as two-stage area sampling, which is a part of area sampling again. Okay. Is there anyone who wants to plug in an example, or else straight away we'll move to two-stage? Okay. Okay, let's consider this. Okay. No examples. Just wait for some time. If you have some examples, you can go ahead. Okay, let's start this, students. Two-stage area sampling. As the name itself indicates, the entire sampling is done in two stages of random sampling. Please understand, this happens in the two stages of random sampling. How it goes? The first stage involves the selection of sub-area randomly. Just now Purnima gave an example. India as a country, okay, is a total area, okay. In that, she is going to select a sub area which is said Karnataka. Okay. Now, over here, the same thing is happening. The first stage involves selection of sub area randomly. Karnataka is my sub area. My total area was India. Okay. But here, please understand what is your sub area comes first. The first stage involves selection of sub area. Forget about the total market. Just remember the sub area first. Your sub area is Karnataka. The second stage involves further division of sub area and selecting the sampling units of the subdivided areas. Okay. Now, what is going to happen over here? We are not considering the total market, students, in the two-stage area sampling. We are straight away coming to the sub area. Okay. We are straight away considering the sub area. In that sub area, we are further dividing the area. Okay. Now, why this is done? I'll explain it. If I'm going to give you a franchisee of a particular place, okay, recently one of my cousin, he took a franchisee of Bata. Okay, I was discussing with Pawan, who happens to be my cousin. He has opened one retail chain in Gokak. Okay, I was asking why, what made you get into this business? Okay, no one has got into this business. Now we are discussing about the same area sampling. For us, for me and Pawan, the discussion whatever happened, okay, our sub area was Karnataka. Please understand, our sub area was Karnataka. In this Karnataka, okay, I'm not considering the total area, students. I'm just considering the sub area. He wanted to open a business in Karnataka. Okay. Now, he had further division of this area. He could have opened the outlet in Belgavi, okay, which was really nice and which was very convenient for him. Okay. But it made him to get into Gokak because he thinks that that is a potential area where I can sell my products. Okay. Now the second stage involves further division of the sub area and selecting the sample units from the sub area, subdivided areas. Okay. Just now you guys gave an example of Karnataka as a whole market. Okay. But there in the previous part, the key point what you got to remember, students, in the one stage we consider the total area. Please again I repeat. So I corrected Purnia when she was giving an example. She just said India as an area. That is the key point you need to understand in this. My total area is India, which we need to consider in one stage, whereas in the two stage, it will straight away come to the sub areas, and here we are not considering about my total area. We are straight away talking about the sub area, then we are dividing the sub area into pieces and understanding. That is where we call it as two-stage area sampling. Okay, sample chosen by this method will be representative of the population. Therefore, statistically, it will be more accurate. Okay, when I say this, when I told Pawan why not in Belgavi and why in Gokak, he says that is the potential area wherein I can make more and more sales when compared to Belgavi, because there are already 4 written chains in Belgavi. If I open this, this will be my second chain in this particular place. That is where he says it's a very accurate data. Okay, so this is where we call it as two-stage area sample. The key point you got to remember in one stage and two stages. In one stage, we are considering the total area, whereas in two stage, we are straight away coming to sub areas instead of the total area. That's it. Rest all things remain same, students. There is no change in it. The only key point you got to remember is the total area we are not considering. We are straight away coming to sub areas. Yes or no? Okay. Any questions, any ambiguity, please let me know. Okay. Uh,
So
is
take
the
a
question
brand.
bothering you? Sorry, Purnima, it was not audible.
So please take a brand as an example for this.
Yes, perfect. We'll do this. We'll do this. Okay. Now consider brand as an example. Okay. That would be really easy. Okay. I'm considering my total brand. Okay. My total brand would be Dove. Okay. My overall, sorry. My total, okay. Let's consider brand as you asked me brand as an example. My overall brand is Dove, which is my umbrella brand is Dove. Okay. Take one more example. Brook Bond is my overall brand and Dove is my overall brand. Okay. I'm taking one stage. Okay. Now in this, I'm manufacturing something called as shampoo as a Dove. I'm manufacturing conditioner as well. Again, I repeat, I am manufacturing shampoo, I am manufacturing deo. In shampoo, in the hair category, I am manufacturing shampoo, I am manufacturing conditioner. But Dove as a brand, I am manufacturing toilet soap. Dove as a brand, I am manufacturing deo as well in the market. Okay. Now again, I repeat, if I am doing one stage area sampling, okay, please understand. Okay, Dove is my total area. Dove is my total area. My sub areas are these three different categories. My sub areas are these three different categories. Which are my categories? One is deo, the second is toilet soap, and the third is something called as hair category. Okay, which we call it as shampoo and conditioner. Now, if I want to get into the unit of it, then I can either select hair category, either I can either select personal care category, which we call it as deo, or else I can select shampoo or conditioner. So that is where we call it as one stage area sampling. So my umbrella brand over here is Dove. Purnima, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's talk about one more example so that it will be still more clear. Brook Bond is my umbrella. Brook Bond is my umbrella brand. In umbrella brand of Brook Bond, I am manufacturing Red Label, I am manufacturing Three Roses, I am manufacturing Taj Mahal, I am manufacturing Taza. Again, I repeat, I am manufacturing Three Roses, Red Label, okay, Taza, Taj Mahal. These are my four different brands in the market. These are my four different brands in the market. My total area is Brook Bond. In that, these are my four different brands. Out of this, I am going to select only one brand which is called as Red Label or as Three Roses. Consider the live example, Three Roses sales are declining. So that is where I am going to study. Okay. Now is that clear, Purnima?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, sorry, something had passed me. Just forgot. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Taking Purnima, taking Dow as an example, can you give me an example? Just now we discussed about it. Taking Dow as an example, can you take it for two stage? Can you explain me for the two stage? I told you about the one stage. Can you tell me about the two stage? Taking Dow as an example, can you do that? Can you give a try? Others, even the platform is open for everyone, not only just for Purnima. Others, considering Dow as an example, Dow brand as an example.
So for two stage, I'm confused how to take it.
Okay, simple. Two stage, please understand, even others, please understand, we are not considering the total area. Purnima, in the first stage, okay, one stage, I told you the same thing. We are not considering the total area. As you gave an example of sugar cane, you spoke about India as whole area, the total area. Yeah, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Here we are not considering Dow. Please understand. We are totally not considering Dow. We are just ignoring that. My total area, I'm just ignoring it. I'm straight away coming to toilet soap. Okay, I'm straight away coming to shampoo. I'm straight away coming to something called as DO. The brand remains same. That doesn't matter. That is a fact which we all know. The brand is quite simple, which we know down. But we are straight away coming to the sub area. Sub area would be my shampoo or as deo or as a toilet soap. So that is my sub area. In that, different variants. You put it in very, very simple language. You call sandal as one area, rose as one more variant, blah, blah, blah as one more variant. So those, what you're going to study. Okay, we call it as two stage.
Okay,
Yes
sir.
and no.
Got it, sir.
Okay. Okay. Can you give one example? Others, can you give one example? Anyone? Sorry, you guys asked me about brand as an example, so I plugged in brand into this example. To be very honest, area sampling, you can't plug in brand as an example, to be very honest with you, because the word itself says we are going to study about the areas. Please understand, students. Do not write brands as an example in the paper, a humble request. Then the evaluator might doubt at you. Example sounds really, really nice. That's really good. But a humble request, don't consider brands into this example. Take the areas into the example because it is basically done on the geographical area. The term itself says in the beginning point, okay, it is basically the geographical geographical area what we are considering. So that is the key point you need to understand.
So I had an example.
Yes, please go ahead.
My sub areas are Bangalore and Mangalore, and I
Your
am going to sell genetically modified saplings.
mm-hmm.
In there, my target is science institutes.
Okay, perfect. That's really, really nice. Okay, good. Okay, who gave this example? Sorry, was it Rohini?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, perfect. That's really nice. Okay, others? Is it going bouncer? I just want to know from your end. Okay. Students, again I say, please do not take a risk of just hearing the class for the sake of hearing. Okay. Don't do pure and fundamental research into this. Okay, which we studied in Unit 1. It is going to bother you later. Trust me on this. Though you go for looking at the recording, which I'll be uploading in YouTube, later it is going to bother you a lot. Okay. If there are any doubts, any questions, please ask him then and there. If you want to plug in some examples, do that. If you're making mistakes, let's correct it. But
So,
make it very clear. Yeah, yeah, Vaishnavi, go ahead.
can you give some more examples?
Yeah, basically, see, area, Vaishnavi, I just want to know from your end, okay, can you try to plug any one examples? I am more interested to know the examples from your end students. That's the main idea behind it. I'm putting it very open. The reason is I want to know what is the understanding level in this. You give me any brands, any area, I can plug in examples. I have no issues with that. Totally no issues. Okay, let me plug in one example so that it will be very familiar to you guys. Okay, my uh, total area is VTU. Let's put this as an example. My total area is VTU. Okay, in that my sub areas are the head branches. I'm talking about VTU. One is in Belgavi, then Kalburgi, Mysore, and Bangalore. Again, I repeat. My total area is VTU, Vishweshwara Technological University. My sub areas are Belgavi, which we have got an office in Belgavi, which is the head office, in fact. The second is Kalburgi, the third is Mysuru, and fourth is Bengaluru. Okay, these are my sub areas. Okay, if I am more interested to know only about Mysuru, okay, that is the unit what I am picking. That is the unit what I am picking. Now, coming to this two stage, okay, I am not considering head office totally into it. I am not considering head office totally into it. I am just away interested to know about Mysuru area in that, or as taking Belgavi, okay, in that I am interested only to know about Jain College. That's it. Two stage I am done. Simple as that. Vaishnavi, is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you give me one example considering this? Make mistakes, students. You are going to learn from this. Please make mistakes. Learn. Okay. Research you can't buy it. Trust me on this. I tell every batch. This is the sixth year I am teaching this. Research you cannot buy this subject. You got to understand this subject. Many people find this subject difficult. The reason is quite simple. You cannot mug up this subject. It's all about understanding. Okay.
Sir, I have an example.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
So my sub area is Karnataka and business
Mm-hmm.
unit is Dharwad, where I'm going to put a education institute because Dharwad is well known for education.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So simple. That's really nice. Means what is happening over here, Purnima, just understand, we are not taking considering about the total area. That's the key point you need to remember over here. That's it.
Sir.
See,
Yes,
in the
sir.
first line itself I have written, as the name itself indicates, the entire sampling is done in two stages of random sampling. You are randomly picking any one area. That's it. You need not worry about it. So the first stage involves selection of sub area randomly. Then the second stage involves further division of sub area and selecting the sampling unit of the subdivided area. That's it. Okay. Now, if you check this, okay, sorry, I'm unable to share the screen. There is some technical problem in my laptop. Okay. If you check this, in the first stage, please understand segmenting the total area into sub areas. That's the key point you need to understand over there in the first part. Then select the sub area randomly, then study about the units. Whereas here, we are not talking about the total area at all in the discussion. We are straight away coming to the sub areas directly. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, consider Asia as a continent. Yeah, Rohini, you want to plug in an example? Any
Yes,
example?
sir.
Go ahead,
Sir,
do
my
that.
sub areas are PES in Bangalore, PES
Yeah, yes.
University, and Ramaya College and IIM. I'm going to
Mhm.
sell new version of Dell laptop.
Okay.
Uh, I I prefer PES and Ramaya, and I
Mhm.
won't want to sell in IIM.
Okay, that's it. Simple as that. Okay, that's really nice. So your three, Ramaya, then PES, and IONS are the three B schools what you're selecting. In that you're selecting your unit as PES you said or IMS you said. That's it. Simple. See students, here you've got to understand in this subject the logical part. What I am doing, why I am doing, the purpose behind it. If you understand that, the concept is very clear. If you're getting confused, then the concept is totally not clear. So in the one stage, we are considering the total area, whereas in two stage, we are straight away coming to the sub areas and going to do this. That's the change what you see. Yeah. Others, is that fine, clear? Okay.
Sir,
Yes, Nikhil, go ahead.
sir, my sub areas are Punjab, Tamil Nadu, and Maharashtra, sir. My,
Your sub
my
areas are Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra. Okay.
unit is Punjab, sir. Here I am going to check the wheat production.
Okay. Fine. Holds really good. Okay. Punjab, which all states you said, Nikhil? Sorry.
Punjab, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka.
Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. Fine. Nikhil, considering this into consideration, okay, straight away, can you take Tamil Nadu as an example? Okay, your sub area is Tamil Nadu. Okay, your example was right. I'm not denying from that. Considering Tamil Nadu, in that you are selecting, you have an option to select Coimbatore and Chennai. You select randomly. You select Coimbatore. Again, that is again a two stage. What is happening? Is that clear, Nikhil? Sorry, your example was right.
Yes.
I'm not denying that, but I'm just
Yes.
adding one more example to that. Okay, and in the exam, students, please understand, if they are asking you area sampling, please speak about the geographical location. Do not speak about the brand. A humble request. Your concept might be absolutely right. I'm not denying from it, but it doesn't suit the example if you're speaking about the brand. Sorry, I spoke about the brand, but I had to do that because to make the subject very clear, I had to do that. Okay. Use brand as an example for multi-stage, doesn't matter. Cluster, you can consider brand as an example, doesn't matter. But for area sampling, please, humble request, please do not do that. Okay. Okay, if the things are fine, just to go through whatever we discussed in the probability sampling. If there is any ambiguity in understanding the concepts, please let me know. We are left with 5 more minutes. Okay, if there are any questions, you can straight away shoot it. Else that would anything bothering, just let me know with regard to the subject. Okay. The previous batch, last year I didn't teach this subject, to be very honest. Prior to that, Sharad batch, okay, they took more time in understanding stratified sampling. This batch took more time in understanding multi-stage sampling. Yeah, every batch it changes. Basically, this batch I'm teaching it online. Could be one reason, because I actually make students run out of the classroom, understand the concept in the market, come back. That is what I do. I do tell my students to do that. Okay, here, yeah, online I'm not that convinced, to be very honest. Maybe I'm just waiting for the lockdown to get over. Okay, fine, students. Any questions with regard to the probability sampling? Please let me know. We'll work on that. Else, we'll wind up for today. Okay. Yesterday we had a meeting with regard to research method subjects. I just want to update you on this. Okay. Is it audible? Hello, check.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yesterday we had a VOA meeting where Rohit sir might have put you a message in the group about this. Did you receive a message about this? We had a meeting with regard to the subject. Yes. Okay, whatever it is, let me explain it. What was it? The minutes of meeting of that. You have a hypothesis you had in the previous year in statistics, which I taught you. Yeah, right. Which was a part of research subject earlier, okay, which has been removed and Excel has come into the picture. Okay, so you'll be understanding VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, simple formulas will be built. It is quite simple. I'll be taking you through that, need not worry. Okay, so Excel, only the theory question might be asked, 99.9% no, but they might ask the question for 3 marks, not more than that. That is what the discussion happened yesterday. Okay, and students start looking for papers. Okay, I want at least one paper from your end. Please try to publish the papers. Okay, if there is any ambiguity, how to write a paper, how to set some objectives, whatever it is, you can ask me anytime. If you will do that, we'll work together. if you are interested in finance, publishing a paper on the finance, start meeting the finance faculty. If you are interested in publishing a paper on marketing, start meeting the marketing faculty. If you are interested in publishing a paper on HR, start meeting, talk to the HR faculty and do that. As I told you in the earlier part, okay, uh, Google Scholar is a really nice platform. You can check many papers, research papers I'm talking about. Okay, so that's a nice platform. What you can do, you can check for the papers over there. Okay, so okay.